In this video, I'll show you the 5 best loadouts for Warzone you should be using right now, which will include the best FFAR, Kar 98, and more. These are the weapons that the top players are using to crush their competition. I'm sure you'll find a loadout that will fit your playstyle perfect and help you determine what to use depending on what the circle is doing. I'll be sharing with you the exact class setups that are used either throughout the video or down in the description. I know the new update came out last week, but I wanted to give it time to breathe and see what the best players are using. And then I also watched the Twitch Rivals Warzone tournament, which had a lot of the best players all playing against each other in a custom lobby. This showed what these top players actually used when they were up against other amazing players. Jumping right into Twitch Rival clips, and this first one featuring Frozone, he's using the first loadout we will cover. Sniping is back, y'all. With the recent DMR nerf, many other guns are viable again. But the DMR isn't dead, and we'll get to that later. But the Kar 98 is a great medium to medium long range weapon, or close range weapon if you can use it like Frozone. But to pair with it, you can see Frozone is using his Mac 10. And here's a clip of a player named Tommy who is sharing his Mac 10 setup, which is the same one that Frozone used, and it's a widely used variation, and we'll cover a couple other variations later on so you can find out which one works best for you. For Frozone's Kar 98 class, check out the description down below. Now featuring the team that got third in the tournament, we will cover 2 loadouts. Now if you're a player that likes to get set up early or like fighting medium to long range fights, you can rock what Iron is using, the HDR and DMR. As you can tell, this is a great loadout to pick off players easily. Here are both of Iron's class setups for both of those weapons. Also, if you're interested in watching these players live or their highlights, links to their Twitch and YouTube channels are down below. If you're looking to get better, one of these players are bound to fit your playstyle and give you awesome tips. Now, our second loadout from this team is featuring the Youngblood prodigy, YEET, who is rocking the Warzone Season 1 Classic, Mac 10, and yes, the DMR. The DMR got nerfed, but it is still a top tier rifle. If you're going to be taking medium to close range fights, this is one loadout you should be using. Here's YEET's Mac 10 setup, and his DMR is down below. As you can tell, these are 2 different variations of the Mac 10 with no stock and a higher magnification scope on the DMR. And here's another clip of a player named Nickool, who was a part of the first place team and who used this loadout with the Mac 10 and the DMR. As you can tell, it is very lethal still. If you're finding value out of this video, could you slide down and click that like button? That would mean a lot. Also, if you want more tips and tools to help you waste your competition, consider subscribing. Now we got 2 more loadouts to cover real quick so you can get back into Warzone and start raining fire on your competition. And that is the FFAR and the Kar 98. This is actually a very popular loadout. We'll jump into 2 clips to show you who used this loadout. First is HusKerrs. As you can tell, this is another great loadout for those who rotate a lot more because it offers the ability to handle any fight that might come your way. It is great for close to medium or medium long range fights, and the FFAR is another great weapon to pair with the Kar 98. Some players are even saying the FFAR is like the ASVAL but with a larger mag. And now here's a clip of Unrational, who was also a part of the first place team using this loadout. We saw HusKerrs rotating more, but you can see that this loadout will also work if you are setting up for the end game and wanting to get that amazing feeling of winning. Here are a few clips of different class setups of the FFAR and the Kar 98, and HusKerrs setups are down below. As you can see, some people use a scope on their FFAR, others don't, and some choose different perks for their car, but the rest is the same. Now the last loadout you should be using must include the AMAX. This weapon is perfect to pair with either a close range weapon like the Mac 10 or long range weapon like the HDR, like Iron does. Right now we are featuring the king of movement, Joe Woe himself, and he was so pumped when the AMAX was back in the meta. To get his class set up, check out the description down below. If you want tips on how to get more kills and wins in Warzone, check out this playlist, and I'll see you in the next video, and until then, go get cracked in Warzone.